The first event of the WSL season is over. Too long didn't watch? Here's all the details from the Lexus Pipe Pro. Rookies evict the old guard. Young Aussies George Patar and Joel Vaughan knocked out Griffin Colapinto, Kanoga Rashi and Jordy Smith in a day filled with veteran upsets. Meanwhile, Mexico's Al Cleland Jr. sent a former Pipe Pro winner back to the Outback. Jordy Smith claimed it was the best he'd ever seen Pipeline.
As good as Pipeline gets. I think it was 9 out of 10.
Yet we only got 2 perfect rides to show for it. 3 if you count John Florence's underscored backdoor runner. Hello world, Damien Fahrenfort here for Red Bull TV's Channel 51, joined alongside Coco Ho and Josiah Amico. How are you guys feeling after a massive finals day?
Yeah, that was really exciting. Exciting to be here with you guys, calling the action.
Yeah, that was pretty legendary day. I don't even know why I was a part of it, but I was psyched to do it. That was sick.
Story 1, first time lucky. This event saw 4 CT heavyweights upset by rookies. George Patar knocked out Griffin Colapinto and Kanoa Garashi. Joel Vaughan beat my guy Jordy Smith, and that one hurt. And Al Cleland Jr. eliminated Jack Robinson, who became the 24th surfer ever to lose with a 10-point ride in a heat. On the contrary, no female rookies made the finals day. First event luck, or do these heat wins actually mean anything for the rest of the year? Coco, you got 3rd in your first event you ever served, so I'm gonna let you take this.
I think they matter. You're starting the year with a different tone of confidence than your competitors, and that's always nice. Hopping on that plane to the next event, just knowing you already have a quarters or a semi or a final is a really nice feeling. You've seen it with Crosby, he did it last year and then he got Rookie of the Year. And you've seen it with Barron, he won an event as a wild card in 2022 and he hasn't left the tour since.
Can I ask you quickly, where did you end up on your first year? Did you re-qualify through the tour?
Rookie of the Year and 4th place.
And do you think it matters more now than it did before there was a cut?
Absolutely, because that cut just taunts people all year, you know, you can't even enjoy your first few events. The first event, you're talking about the cut.
I disagree, Coco, and I'll tell you why. I disagree.
You would.
Have you ever made it through a heat before?
NSSA Explorers, maybe.
It's good enough for me.
Yeah.
Go.
Yeah, so I'm a credible source, Dooma. No, I don't think getting that early start really can dictate how your year goes. And I got some facts. Ian Gentile made the semis at Pipe last year, and he still didn't make the cut. So I think it goes like either way. There's guys who get a quick start and they finish the year well, like Crosby, but then you got the other side of it where Ian didn't even make the cut and he made the semis. So I think there could be rookie luck.
So you're saying that we screwed the data in our favor?
You can.
Sure,
you
yes.
definitely can. I think you can argue anything you want. If you're like a good debater, you can spin into anything
question
you
for
want.
you. Would you rather have a quarters in your first event
let's
or
be
or
real.
a second round loss? You choose.
Next question. No, I'm just kidding.
Well, I thought, okay. Question 2. 2 of the 3 female rookies are just 17 years old. Is it a good thing or a bad thing to enter the tour this young? And Coco, I think you were 17 or 18 when you qualified?
Yep.
I'm going to let you go first again.
All right. I was 17. I don't regret it. But I'm going to say a bad thing because I love seeing what Sierra Kerr and Mila Coco Brown are doing. They're fine-tuning their surfing. They're filming really sick edits, putting their name on the map and kind of scaring the girls that are on tour right now. And the coolest fact here I got, ready?
Give it to me.
All right, well, Caity Simmers qualified, said nah, so Molly Picklum got her spot. Molly took it, had a rookie year without Caity, and then Caity came on the next year, and now she's beat her 5-0.
5 times in basically a year in one event.
You're not wrong, but I mean, get the bag. Chase the bag. Get your money. If you qualify for the tour at 12 years old, why would you battle it out in the NSSAs or you don't even know if you're going to get a chance again?
Okay, but
like
you're also missing...
Caity's an anomaly. She's like such a G.
Okay, but there was an anomaly.
Taj
Burrow, there you go. Spitting facts.
Spitting facts. You guys are ganging. Am I being ganged up on right now?
Because a lot of this happened before you were born. So,
So we're informing you.
We're informing you.
No, I mean,
But as a manager, I'm saying get the bag too. Like
Yeah,
sign
yeah,
the big
yeah.
deal, underperform, come
Dude,
back
but
next
that
year.
greedy
Everybody loves the
bastard.
comeback story. Yeah.
No, there's like a beautiful growth, I think, to like enjoying your childhood. And like, I'm so proud of Sierra Kerr right now.
but-
She is getting more barreled than all of us.
So
and
her and her dad have a whole different relationship
Yeah.
than like the average, like, and maybe you and your dad did too, because what he had experienced, like your dad had ridden waves like Josh had too at that stage, you know, and crazy waves, but like he had had an incredible lifetime of surfing around, like exposed to the most radical people. So it was a little bit different, whereas a lot of these parents don't have that. And it's just literally like, you know, not to call them soccer mom parents or soccer parents, but it's like, you know, everything has been put on this moment and then they get there
Yeah.
and then to tell them no. And to Caity Simmer's family's credit, they let her just chase like, and you know, to someone like Garth Tyler, they've always surrounded themselves by incredible people, and obviously Taj did too, but they said like, hey, we're just gonna wait because it's not if, it's when.
yeah.
Yeah.
But they're like the 1%. They're on such a high level, Caity and Taj. Like, the everyday person, not every day, but the women or men who qualify as a rookie at a young age, not all of them are even expected to make the cut, or, I mean, especially with the cut now, so I'm like, why would you ever give that up?
Okay, quickly to finish up, if it was your kid, they qualified at 17, what would you do?
Oh, get on tour. That sounds like the best childhood ever. You're traveling the world, getting sick waves.
you could do it early and end early.
I'll
which
be the
is cool.
tiebreaker. I don't want my kid doing the tour. Like Geordie said, I don't want to follow this thing around my whole life, so that section is over. We're going to go to the next story. We saw so many claims in this event for waves between 10 points and 4 points. So let's play a little game of hate it or love it. First up, claims.
Ooh. Hate it if it's the manufacturer score.
You know what? I've disagreed with you so far. I love it. I'm loving it. But I agree. If it's to manufacture a score, it's never fun to watch. But I love it because, I mean, if you get a psycho wave, just freaking pump yourself up.
And if you get a 4 and your guy just claimed a 5 on the wave before you,
It's not even like surf-offs anymore. It's like if the guy claims a 4 before you and you need like a 4.5, you have to claim it.
I low-key love when they claim it and don't get the score.
there you go. There's the old school hater in you. We'll call Lord.
That's the walk
Yeah.
of shame.
Best wave claimed this event, worst wave claimed this event.
Oh, I got my best claim.
Yeah, let's just see what happened before we even dive in.
Whoa.
Uh-oh, here we go.
Jake Marshall.
Jake Marshall.
Oh.
Ooh, I kind of backed that one.
Okay.
That was Andy-esque.
Yeah.
I rated Isabella's one, just like she had
Yeah,
all
that
style
was cute.
and
That
class.
was all passion.
This was a proper tube.
Does he give the bow on this one?
You know what?
Check it out, yep. That's my favorite one.
No,
Straight up bow was
that's my worst one.
sick.
This is my worst one.
Yeah, what?
His claims are
was
my
that?
absolute worst.
I think he's gonna be
He does
plagued
the
by that.
Marco Migno. That's what he
Oh,
does.
I don't like
MM.
that.
Oh.
Yeah, it's gross. Kaylee, he gets a pass for it.
Oh, that was
Eternity.
cool. That was low-key.
And look how many waves Ian Gervais had that he claimed.
Ian's been getting sick waves and
I mean,
claiming
he
all
got
of
a
them.
lot of good
Yeah.
waves.
Yeah, then-
Clearly, he needed a score.
Wow, look at that one. He needed a score there too, so that was a worthy claim. The pump the chest is a bit much, but first wave of his CT, or real first wave of his CT career against Jack Robinson, round 3.
I didn't expect that one from Al.
And that's what made it special, right?
Wow, this jack wave was crazy.
Maybe the most worthy claim ever on tour.
That one?
Yeah, one of the best backdoor tubes. But here we go.
What about this
This
one?
is
It's
John's
rare.
that should have been a straight up 10.
Barron called that one of the best
Whoa.
waves he's ever seen at backdoor.
Wow.
Yeah, that's just raw emotion. Like John's was and Barron's
Yeah.
was. It was just raw emotion. So was Al Cleland's.
Yeah.
The other ones were like, you know, I think Miggy Pupo looked like he was pretty pumped up there. He did need that score right in the end. Ian's had some pretty sick waves in the end too, so he's pretty passionate, guys. But
Do you think a
Right?
lot of those
Who
claims
else
had to
is
do
that?
with they're trying to get in the judges' psyche? They're like tricking them for scores. Like Marco claimed an air reverse at backdoor.
So I'm
which
going to
is-
end it on this. The stakes are just so high now because everybody is so good, and it's basically whoever gets the best waves wins the heats. You know, minus Barron and a few of these guys. That like, if you don't claim, you'd rather claim and like not get the score than not claim and not get the score and like think you should have claimed it and got the score. So. On a different topic, it's becoming more and more popular to meditate or do breathwork on the beach before paddling out. Hate it or love it?
The Zen state. So you have two opposite ends of the very serious Zen state, and it's Jack and Griffin. And they're in
And you
this
got
like
Kelly though. He's always been
Yeah.
pretty spiritual.
But Jack and Griff, they really seem to be tapping into like very traditional meditating on the beach. Griff's posting his journaling sessions. It's getting really intimate. But Jack, I mean, he named his kid Zen. Does it get more Zen than that? And he backs it up. So, and I think he backs it up with results. I feel like Griffin's Zen state hasn't given him the results, but Jack's like really tapped in.
I guess I just hate it because I couldn't do it. I couldn't sit down on the beach in front of all those people and with all the cameras and get to that place. So I'm just like jealous probably of those boys that they can tap in that hard and then go and manifest tens and win events.
So my thing is, it's been happening for eternity. But you know what? At the end of the day, like in a world of like, you know, a lot of like rage and anger and that, like these kids are promoting like positive mindsets, and that's the part of me. Like I'm old school, I hate it, but I love it because it's like, hey, mental health, and it's a big topic, and especially amongst men. And here's two champion men doing it. So. And
they're strong. Yeah, they're mentally strong to do it. I couldn't go and do that. I couldn't even warm up in the area because I didn't like the camera filming me and.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so for them to be able to do it.
So we're self-conscious in front of the camera. Josiah's grown up with a camera in front of him. He's not opposed to it. We're going to move on to story 3. You hitting the end section? Heat winners in this event were almost always the ones who hit the most treacherous end sections, even if they didn't land it. Should committing to the end section at backdoor make a difference to the score?
My rule of thumb is if the wave is as big as it was when you dropped him. If the wave is like petering out and you hit it, I think it's silly. You should have kicked out. You actually ruined your scoring potential by trying to finish it. But yeah, if the wave is as tall as it was when you stood up and you can slam that end section, then good on you.
Josiah?
I think this is the part that trips me out. When pipe's pumping and they're like, oh, they're not scoring turns, they're not scoring airs, it's just barrels. I'm like, score good surfing. Like, if you come out of the barrel and do the most beautiful Tom Curran-esque turn, and they're like, oh, it's the barrel's the only thing that matters. It's like, no, you should be judging surfing. Like, the surfing that's going down on the wave is what matters. It's like, if you finish a wave at backdoor, like, come out, do your Tom Curran-esque turn, that should add a legit amount of points. Like, we saw Caity do it.
Okay, so I was going to say, Caity, she does it with, like, insane style in, like, the critical section of the wave, and I think maybe they score her. But on the men's side, unless you're doing what Idolo was doing that year that he won his first title, where he's literally doing 4 rotations on a 6-8 into the flats, like, to me it shouldn't count. Like, Leo banging 2 turns at the end on that end section, and looking back, you know, Jamie O'Brien thought that was the score, and regardless, he was reacting in the heat of the moment without watching a replay and that, without comparing waves. But in my opinion, maybe if he had just like screamed and thrown his arms up and done that and just kicked straight out, they might have, and then like made a big, you know, back to our previous point about like claiming and like splashed the water a bunch, they might have given the score.
Or if I were Leo and I rewatched that wave, if you got out of the barrel and just did one crazy, gritty, gnarly layback, and that's it. The like
so the grinding it out is it turns the judges out.
Yeah, it was the grind out that
point.
was bad. But if he just went like one crazy radical turn, and you can make those up. They do them all the time. They just lay back and do
the fake Larry, like all the way through.
I'm claiming if he did that, it would have been more substantial than the.
So like in between, like to what you said, Tom Curran-esque, call it a day, throw your arms up, bing bang boom.
Yeah.
You're a pipe master.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Okay. That is what I'm putting down.
They tied. Now with fresh eyes, let's give another look and see who we think won. Coco, no bias. Josiah, I don't even know what to say to you. Let's see it. Okay, Barron's first score, not his first score, this is actually his second score, is 9.87. It was smaller than I remember. Yesterday it felt huge.
Yeah.
And here we go, here's Leo's. I believe this was this is the one he needed the score on. So we're comparing this one to the 9.87 at Barron's.
So he claimed it midway through.
So did Barron, though.
That's true.
And Leo finished, but.
Maybe it's because he just didn't ride out of that last turn. Judges.
I'm claiming Leo stalled really hard. The whole beginning he was stalling. Barron's, you didn't know where he was. You didn't know if he was making it. Leo's, I kind of knew he was making. I could see him the whole time. I could see his jersey.
But that angle too, though, like Jamie that was watching front on.
But front on, you could see his blue jersey the whole time.
Yeah.
There was no like. I was never wondering.
I agree.
I watched.
We said it early, like throughout the day, like you have to be driving into the tube versus stalling for the tube. And that was the theme that ran across the entire day.
You didn't know if he was making it.
So I agree.
Straight up.
Like there's a good point. There's a
up.
good point difference in those two waves to me, and that was
Come
the
at
difference
me.
in the heat.
Try.
I'll defer to this one. No argument. I mean, I just want a wave in Hawaii, so I just want
He's
one.
like, I'm not gonna argue.
Yeah,
No.
you can have that one.
Kokimo doesn't like you, brother.
I just need to outwalk.
You're lucky he doesn't serve.
Oh, that would suck, dude.
Story 4, the hot tub. The next event starts in a week, about 8,600 miles away in Abu Dhabi. Surfers who made finals day at Pipe had to move their flights and lose extra practice waves. The quickest flights from Honolulu to Abu Dhabi are 27 hours of travel time. Who do you think has the advantage? The guys that went further in this event, or lost early and got to go and surf more waves and be a bit more prepared? Again, we refer to Coco every time because she's actually surfed the pool.
She's
and
actually credible.
And you and I aren't.
We are not.
No, this one's tricky. Obviously, there's checks and balances, but I would be stoked to be Barron right now in this. I know you might not think he's a favorite in the pool, but to go there with a huge result, and you're going to this little wave pool that you know exactly what it's going to do. There's little barrel sections. It's pretty much VLAN, honestly, but longer. So anyone coming from Hawaii probably surfed VLAN a couple times, and they're laughing. They're just hopping in this pool. It's if you can deal with the nerves.
You have been there, so you actually know it, Josiah?
Well, Dooma, I've surfed Kelly's wave pool, so I'm quite. No, I've surfed it once, but sort of familiar. It's the most terrifying experience ever. But I do think people who get there early definitely have an advantage. Like, everything at that wave pool is about board feel and repetition. And guys really get to plan out, like, it's the first time you can actually strategically plan out every maneuver on your wave. And you get to go out and do it. And you figure that rhythm out, that guys who show up might just try and stick to just surfing the wave however they feel, as opposed to guys who have been there, they're like, oh, I already know. I'm going to do 3 snaps here, barrel here, air there.
But I could do that on the flight watching footage because they all went and practiced a month ago. So if I'm Barron, I could whip up my computer and be like, yeah, carve, snap, float, barrel.
Has Barron
air.
been there? Do we know?
Yeah, they all have.
So, okay, so everybody's been there. They've all had a couple of waves. They've all seen each other, what they do on the last sections. To me, Barron he can do the craziest airs, he can turns, he won sunset on calves. This wave is, and I say, don't you put that evil on me, Ricky Bobby. But I just don't see it for him there. Like, man, if he can get around, like, past round 3, I would say that's a good result. And, like, he'll probably stay in the yellow jersey. But it's just too hard not to get past the Diego Doras. I mean, Iago, he's just like, it's just prime for him. Kanoa's great out there. There's a few of them. Like, who are your guys' selects for Abu Dhabi?
Whoever's going to win Abu Dhabi is really strong, literally, like physically strong and mentally strong, because like Josiah said, you're like scared when that wave comes. You're like, oh, I don't want to mess this up. So it's the mentally strong and the physically strong that win, because everyone on tour rips. Everyone can draw the same line and do the thing.
Yeah, I feel like Felipe was built to surf wave
Oh, yeah, he's
pools.
back.
Undeniable.
So it'd be pretty foolish to not put Felipe as the #1 guy for wave pools, but I don't think anybody wants to be the wave pool guy. I don't think that's what you want your title to be.
And the people that actually look better on the wave than the guys, the ladies, who's your pick for the ladies win? And obviously, like, knowing Caity and Molly are getting there, not getting as many practice sessions now.
Yeah, I'm not too worried about Molly and Caity
Tyler,
not getting...
and that
all
whole
of them.
crew on the finals day.
I'm not too worried about the finals day crew not getting waves, because they're the top tier already. Like, they're the favorites going into this event. But it'll be interesting to see, like, Betty Lou get a couple extra waves and practice and maybe have that confidence over those girls. That'd be a cool one if she could do that.
Aaron
be backing
Brooks
her.
is gonna be.
She's gonna look
Forgot
good.
about
Aaron Brooks is gonna be a
Okay,
little.
Aaron's gonna be-
little
yeah.
RC surfer.
Yeah.
Just absolutely.
No, Aaron's winning
I think
that
she'll
event,
destroy
actually.
people
Yeah.
out there.
She's never had like pressure like that. She's never surfed where it's like that much pressure put on her in one thing. So it's gonna be interesting to see. One thing I will leave you with. When I went up to Kelly Slater's pool with Geordie once, and Red Bull had their team of scientists there, and they were testing lactic acid as they finished riding a full wave. And the lactic acid was the same in a 100-meter sprinter from riding a wave at Lemoore as there was a 100-meter sprint in the Olympics. The same lactic acid levels, and they hadn't seen it in any other sports comparatively to 100-meter sprints. So
I'm just gonna pretend I know what lactic acid is. I
when your
don't know
muscles
what you're
hurt.
talking
It's when your
about.
mus-
Or like, you know, at the end of a wave when everyone's holding their legs.
Yeah,
a little more.
and that's what the wave pool's about. Like, how much endurance do you
Gotcha.
have? It's an enduro.
I will say Abu Dhabi, I never once finished a wave and was like, ow, my legs.
So, and that's what Geordie was saying, the
Yeah.
difference between saltwater and freshwater,
That's
Abu Dhabi versus
It's
Lemoore.
wild. It's a wild difference.
Okay, we've beaten wave pools to death. Coco, thank you for coming all the way from Hawaii to California to watch an event in Hawaii. All the wisdom and insights for Pipeline. Josiah, you were here too. Your mom's proud of you. And a big thanks to everyone watching at home. It's been a great start to the year on Channel 51 and Red Bull TV. Please tune in to the rest of the year with Red Bull and WSL. The season's just getting started.